Hi, everyone. My name is Jason from Camps with Friends. Our mission here at Camps with Friends is to get more kids out to summer camps and youth enrichment programs. And today I'm very excited to welcome and introduce you all to Rachel from Camp Kimama Halfmoon up in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. Did I get that right, Rachel?
That is correct. Thank you, Jason.
Great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you folks are doing up there and what it's all about?
Wonderful. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to speak to all of you who are interested in our camp. Overall, Kimama Halfmoon is an Israeli summer camp located in the United States on a beautiful lake in the Berkshires. We're a community of staff and campers from around the world that come together with an innovative, out-of-the-box approach to camp. We have taken over a site that was a camp for over 100 years. So we're building on the history and the experience of 100 years and moving it forward into the next 100. That's a general overview of Kimama Halfmoon.
Yeah.
The owners, like I said, we are an Israeli summer camp with Israeli owners. The DNA of the camp is Israeli culture. The staff, the owners who started the camp used to come over and be staff of the camps in America 20 years ago. And one day they looked at each other and they said, why do we bring Israel in a backpack to an American summer camp? Let's make a more authentic connection to Israel, the land, the culture, and start an American-like summer camp in Israel. 20 years ago, they started their first camp in Israel. We have about 10 or 12 programs in Israel now. We run camps also in Europe, spring, winter, and summer. And now we have a day camp in New Jersey and our day and overnight camp located in the Berkshires that we're here to talk about today, Camp Halfmoon, our flagship United States based Israeli cultural experience for all your kids.
Right. So right off the bat, obviously you guys are an Israeli-based camp. Is it just for Israeli children, for Jewish children?
That's a great question. And nope, everybody is welcome. Again, it's focused on Israeli culture more than the religiosity or the Judaism point. There's lots of amazing camps that do that. We will do some traditional cultural experiences on Friday and things like that. But as in Israel, where it's a melting pot of a variety of cultures, we welcome all. Our camps, Kimama overall has kids from 41 countries, all different backgrounds, and we welcome and invite everybody to attend.
Great. That sounds really cool. And I wanted to get that out there right at the beginning of the video because, you know, with you being a Jewish-based camp, wanted to let parents know that it's not just for these specific children, right?
Israeli based.
Israeli
We are a
based.
Jewish camp, but really more compared to the traditional. I think that when we say Jewish camp in America, it comes with a set of expectations and
Okay.
experiences like the camps I grew up going to. And there are some slight differences that I'm happy to talk to anybody about anytime, but it's really more about the culture we want. What does it mean when we say it's an Israeli experience? We have an immersion. The whole camp is run bilingually in Hebrew and English. We bring an Israeli chef. We want the sights, the sounds, the tastes, the smells, everything that the kids experience to have a taste of the Israeli culture. So we're the food, the music, the games,
Okay.
the language, it's all the dances, everything that happens is going to be culturally Israeli in the American setting here in the Berkshires and have that Israeli, like I said, it's our DNA. And I like to say it's the building block on which the foundation on which we build everything. And it's also the lens through which we plan and create and go forward with all of the new innovations that we do as we grow and expand.
Okay, so it's kind of like going on a vacation to Israel without actually going to Israel, right? It's about the culture of the country, not about, like you said, the religiosity of it.
Correct. 100%.
Fun. I need to get my kids out to camps like this more so they can experience different kinds of food.
Not just food. It's important to say we do bring kids. Like I
No, for
said,
sure.
Kimama overall has 41 countries. We do bring a group of kids to our sessions from Israel
Yep.
and so we have a lot of, it's definitely a international, multicultural experience for everybody to have, which I think is another difference from Kimama Halfmoon than from many other camps here.
Yeah. Could you walk us through what a typical day for a kid might look like?
Typical day start. Well, it's important for Kimama, for Halfmoon, the way we build our structure is that the kids build a sense of belonging to their bunk, their age group, and then a greater community at large. We like to call our groups tribes or families, because that sort of communicates, I think, who we are and what we try to build. The day we want, the underlying approach to camp is the freedom to be me. It's a screen-free environment. We want the kids to experience and be exposed and have choices, and so no one's going to be required to or forced to do anything or try anything. We want to embed choice in the day, and we want to encourage everybody to try new things, but not to force anybody to do things they're uncomfortable in. The day starts off with a morning meeting. It's a pretty standard kind of camp day, I think. We break into activity blocks, and one of those activity blocks, there will at least one, maybe two of those activity blocks will be choice. Whether the choice is spread amongst all of the various activities we have at camp, because we're a generalist camp: sports, crafts, arts, pottery, ropes, lake, archery, all that, dance hall, music hall, all those kinds of things. So whether it's within like the sporting thing and they choose which sport they want to do, or all the specialty areas are open and they choose amongst those. So they'll have a couple of those. We have 5 special days at camp, at least 5 special days at camp, opening and closing being among them. We do Maccabia Color Wars. We have Kimama Star Day, which is our sort of our talent show. We have on Shabbat, we kind of have a chill, relaxing day, our opening and closing day. So Maccabia, Kimama Star. Drawing blank on some of the rest, but
That's okay. That's okay.
um,
Let's talk about dates and times. When is Half Moon? When do you guys open? When do you close? How long are your sessions for? That kind of good information for parents.
So I just want to, although we're talking more about our Half Moon overnight, I do want to say we have a day camp and an overnight camp on the same setting. Our overnight sessions, we have 2 3-week sessions that we expanded from 2 weeks based on the feedback and the experience of the parents and campers from the last few years. The first session is from June 23rd until July 14th. The second session is July 21st until August 11th. And then we have a 1-week session at the end of August 18th or 20th through 25th, for some of the younger campers or campers at the end of this. We know that especially in the Northeast, a lot of the schools start later and there's really nothing for those campers. So we're, again, based on the feedback from the families we've served, that's been a great experience for new time campers, people to try us to supplement their other camps and programs, things like that. So we have those 3 sessions. Add on to those sessions, the 3-week sessions, we have an opportunity for anybody to join our, we bring kids, like I said, from Israel on a trip, and there's a 2-day New York experience. So camp ends on Sunday, let's say July 14th, and the campers who choose to do the New York experience stay that night in camp, and on Monday morning they go to New York City. They experience New York City with their international peers for 2 days and a night. I've had lots of parents tell me how great it is, even that they live in Manhattan. They sent it and their kids went and they saw Manhattan through the eyes of the Israelis for the first time, and it created a great appreciation and experience for what they have right there in their city that has not been able to be matched anywhere else, from what the parents tell us.
Yeah.
So there's the 2 3-week sessions with the possible add-on of New York, the 1-week session at the end of August, and then there's 9 weeks of day camp that you can do a week at a time.
Great. And then is Half Moon part of, for example, like the ACA, the American Camp Association? Have you been through that whole process, or what is your role as far as making sure safety of children and that they're in a nurturing environment and inclusive environment and things like that?
Sure, we're in process of ACA accreditation, but everything that we're doing is to the ACA standards.
Okay.
So our policies and procedures all meet them. Massachusetts as a whole, I've just been meeting with all of the Massachusetts regulatory people and inspectors and things like that. As a whole, Massachusetts has a much higher level of regulation, self-proclaimed from them, than any other state in the country. So even just meeting their standards, ACA and those standards together, um, safety and security. And actually, right before I got on this call, this video call, I got a call from our security company. We do have a 24/7 security company that comes and works at camp and is consulting with us constantly on how we can provide any risks, increased risks that are at hand, or any things that we can do to enhance that, enhance our security for the kids at camp. That's the physical safety. Also, our experts, we have in our management, we have staff that has background and expertise with psychological background, behavioral background, social work background. So, all of when we look at the safety and security of all the kids, we're not looking at just the physical safety, we're looking at the well-being of all of our campers. And again, it's our core mission of Freedom to Be Me is allowing people to feel good in their own skin, figure out who they are, experience things, that put their screens down and experience things that are different than what they would have experienced in any other setting.
Yeah, that's really great.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk quickly about the group that you're bringing. You're bringing kids over from Israel, right? Part of like a group.
So there's both happen. We do have a group for both the 3-week sessions that we fly over chaperoned, that they come over with one of our staff for the whole experiences together, the flight, the shuttle, the New York trip, and everything. We also have kids that register from Israel that are coming over just on their own, or coming over to see family to be there. We are also, as a company, we work very hard since the whole experience of October 7th. A lot of the families and kids that have been displaced or affected by the current war and situation in Israel. We've done camps with them in Israel. We've done programs with them there. And we are actively receiving donations and seeking additional donations so that we can get more of those affected kids to camp and try and hasten their healing and their return to being a kid, and have some of those regular camp experiences. And even many who wouldn't have the opportunity to come to our camps, hopefully we'll be able to provide that
Right.
this
One
summer.
of the other things that we're, as a company here at Camps with Friends, trying to do is we're trying to reach out to more of one of the terms that I've learned in this industry is the first generation summer camp families, right? There's a lot of people that have like myself have come into America, didn't have any summer camp experience, and there's a large group of these types of families spread around the United States that have no real idea what summer camp even is. And when I, as a parent of 2 young girls, think about putting my girls onto an airplane and flying them up to Massachusetts to go to a summer camp for 3 weeks, like it kind of makes my head explode a little bit. But for the other parents that are maybe considering thinking about this kind of thing, what experience do you guys have? Does this happen at all? Do kids come from out of town? How do they get there? And what does that whole process look like? Something that you can kind of put people's minds at ease.
So we work very closely. We feel the parents are our partners. So we work very closely in meeting the needs of all of the kids again, and no matter what the needs are. And travel is certainly one of those areas. We have, again, 20 years experience of kids going over and meeting them at the airport in our camps in Europe and America. And we do the same thing here. We work with the family, whether it's an unaccompanied minor. We have shuttles at Newark Airport to and from camp. So we meet kids at the airport at Newark Airport.
You have someone standing there with a sign.
It depends. If it's an unaccompanied minor, we have to give a name and we meet them right
Yeah.
there. If
Right.
not, if they're older campers and we have their regular their contact information, and if they're coming through just a regular flight or baggage or wherever they're old enough, they know where to meet, and we find them that way, through just being a loud visual presence that is
Yeah.
camp energy at the airport. And we escort them all the way. We also have had parents who have escorted their kids to the airport, met us with them, went on their vacation and had a great time, and then met us at the airport, and 2 or 3 weeks later.
Yep.
So we again, we have airports and shuttles from Newark, time frames that work. We have a couple of different options, and we want to work with you and hold your hand. And everybody has my number directly, and I'm at camp and I'm here.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that you're in touch. We will also make sure that the children, if they have a cell phone or not, communicate with them as soon as they've landed, as soon as they've come to our possession. Obviously, we can't do much to ensure their safety until they're in our visual sight and we meet up with them. So we want to communicate to the parents if there's, if they have to wait a little bit for a kid on a little bit of a later flight. We want to make sure they've gotten food and drink and whatever they need to, again, meet their needs and be comfortable. That is the first experience at camp. We realize that camp starts when they meet us, and we want to, that their whole experience starts with being welcomed and greeted and cared for, um, after their
It's really
journey,
great.
whatever way it comes.
Yeah. What kind of kid would you say is, the perfect kind of kid for your program? Is there anything that yeah, like who would be a good fit? Is it everyone, or is there a specific challenged
I'm gonna say almost anyone, but again, we're a generalist camp. So if you're looking for something that wants to focus on a particular sport or activity or something, they're not going to get an intensive instruction in, you know, basketball or dance at our camp. So the kids who are looking to grow, to become international, to have, to meet more of an international diverse group of kids. We do have a lot of camps have a more geographically focused set of geographically centered set of campers that come to them. We have campers from all over the United States as well as other countries. So, the kids who want to have that diversity, want to be accepted for who they are at their level. If they, like sports, if they like dance, if they like crafts, all good. If they are a little bit shy, if they're a little bit outgoing, all good. They like to dance, they hate to dance, guaranteed they're going to be dancing by the end in our dance sessions, because they always do. And it shocks me all the time. Um, so really, anybody is interested. What I'm hearing from families right now is that those families and those campers that are looking to have a little bit more of their connection to Israel, especially right now, that's what's happened in the last several months. That's a big need. So there's a lot of families that are seeking out a camp just like us that I think we're uniquely qualified and suited for, um, that are gonna, again, what is Israel? What is it? Again, we're not instructing, we don't have a political agenda, but to have that taste. So, because they're hearing so much about it on the news, or some families want their kids to have more of an understanding and knowledge, even if it wasn't important before. So, those kids and families that are desiring that kind of experience, come on to us.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Anybody,
I
really, we
think
welcome you.
yeah, yeah. I even, while I'm having this conversation, I'm like, how can I convince my wife we can fly up to Newark, drop the kids off at summer camp, we can get 3 weeks away by ourselves, and then pick the kids up on the way home,
It's
right?
the ideal situation. We have that a lot. We also have families. I just talked to someone from Milwaukee
Yeah,
who's looking for a camp. We're the perfect camp for what he's looking for his younger child. So even probably our day camp or overnight. And they're like, we don't know where we're going to go for our vacation. So the Berkshire sounds like a great vacation place.
yeah,
So a lot of our camping, we do cater, locally and to the geographic, like New York and greater New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey area. But we do have campers from all over, and it's a lot of kids who are visiting family, going on vacation, summer homes, whatever in the Berkshires. Um, so I think again that adds to who Halfmoon is in terms of the diversity and the openness and the eclecticness, if that's a
yeah,
word,
yeah.
of the campers that come. So Jason, you deserve a vacation. Do it. Let's get them registered. What session you want? One or two?
We probably won't be able to do this year. We already have some plans sorted out. We're taking my daughter to see Taylor Swift in Europe. So
Ah, that's a big one.
yep, yep. The US tickets were too expensive. They were more affordable going to Europe. So yeah, so that's something fun that we're going to be doing. But
That's
definitely
very
on the
fun.
cards for the future. The more I get involved in this industry, it's like I wish I could send my kids to summer camp for 2 months. You know,
It's a conversation for outside of this
right?
video blog,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much for meeting me. I think we've covered a lot of great stuff. Where can parents find you, and then sort of what do you want to leave them with before we end the call?
I want parents to know that if you're even considering it in the least, just either do it or give us a call and reach out and talk to us. Let us know what your questions and concerns are. We are here for you 100%. Um, you can reach us at our website. First is kimamahalfmoon.org. You can email me at halfmoon@campkimama.org, Camp Kimama, KIMAMA.org. You can call me at 413-528-0940. We just give it a try. If you even think about it for a minute, if you're thinking you're not sure what to do, I know a lot of parents don't know what to do with their kids this summer. I'm hearing it every day.
Yep.
But lock something in. We have a really flexible refund policy, a really good flexible change policy. So we just want to know you have something locked in, and if you need to change it, we'll work with you as it comes up. So
Awesome.
kimamahalfmoon.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Rachel. I do appreciate your time. I love learning about the plethora of summer camps around the country. There really are a ton of great options for first generation parents, but also parents that are maybe just looking for something new for the year. And
We're a
so,
great supplement. So thank
yep,
you very much for this forum,
of
and
course.
appreciate it, and look forward to talking to all of you out there sometime soon.
Great. Rachel,
Jason,
hang
thank
around
you.
after I stop recording here, and then we can carry on talking after that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.